Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Kayla and this is Her Healing Journey, previously known as Single Mom with a Plan. The purpose of this video is basically just to give you guys a life updates and give you guys a little context to as far as what you can expect from me going forward if you decide to stick around and come along this journey with me of healing, because it's definitely a journey, guys. Oh my goodness, so much has changed since my last video, which I think was maybe 10 years ago. I had just given birth. I was a new mother, so I was talking about motherhood and navigating being a single mother. I just feel like that's not my story per se. I am a single mother, not a single parent. My child's father is in his life. We do co-parent, but I don't want my life and story to be revolved around being a single mother. I mean, I am navigating life as a single mother, but I don't plan to be a single mother forever, right? So hopefully that changes, God willing. But anywho, just to give a little context, a lot has changed, like I said, over the last 10 years. And right now I'm 32 and I am a hot mess, okay? So this new journey and new chapter is all about healing. It's about resetting. I feel like I just need to reset in a lot of areas, if I'm just being honest, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, in all of the ways. I just need to reset. I don't really like to say restart because, I mean, when you really think about it, you can't really restart, right? But you can reset, excuse me, you can reset. So I wanted to basically show how I navigate that. What does that look like in real time? Because I find that a lot of times, people will show the aftermath, after the depression, after the anxiety, after the heartbreak, after the struggles, right? But rarely, and I'm not saying never, but rarely do we see people while they're going through it, right? And I understand because it's very hard, it's very vulnerable. One big thing for me right now is, weight loss. Obviously, if you look at my previous videos, I've gained a lot of weight. So, I mean, it's hard to come on here now, especially someone who's mostly been small her whole life. And I'm now overweight, obese, according to my BMI. It's hard to come on camera and be real and authentic and, show myself at this size. You want to come on when you've lost the weight, but I really feel called by God to do this. It's very much out of my comfort zone. That's why I haven't posted in 10 years. I mean, I don't want to tell my business. People love a good story, a good story time, but this is my real life. But I know that there's probably other people who are experiencing some of the life circumstances that I'm experiencing or have experienced similar circumstances. And so the purpose is really to just kind of create community. Hopefully I can be an inspiration to any of you, God willing, or maybe you all can inspire me. We can inspire each other. But also one thing that I am hoping to gain from this channel is just accountability. I mean, if I'm coming on here telling people this is what I'm doing, then I need to be doing it. When it's just you, living quietly and you don't really have anyone, I mean, well, God, right? But no one holding you accountable, I think it's easier to go astray, right? It's like, it's just me, but when you have people that's, watching you and rooting for you, I mean, I feel like you're less likely, less likely, not to say that that's going to 100% keep me on the right path, right? But you're less likely to go astray, I'll say. So if you are looking for a channel that is aesthetically pleasing and well put together and just, have it all together, that's not me. Okay. I am a hot mess. I'm a work in progress. And that is what you're going to get from me. That's what you're going to see. Um, you're going to see me be real and authentic. And I'm not someone who is going to come on here with my makeup done and my hair laid and slayed and all the things. That's just not where I'm at. I even now with my hair, I didn't want to do the video because I'm like, my hair looks crazy, but I really feel a call from God to do this. And I don't think there will ever be a perfect time to post a video and create content. So that's just a little encouragement as well. If you feel called to do something from God, do it. There's never going to be a perfect time, right? Yeah, like I said, ideally, I would love to have come on here with the weight have being lost, with my relationship with God being where it needs to be, have the perfect job and be in a perfect mental state and married and just happy. But that's just not where I'm at. Okay. And I think people need to see that. Like, we need to see that there's other people going through similar situations as we are, right? Life is not perfect, but a lot of times people only want to put the perfect parts of their life or the happy moments for people to see. That's what people want to put on display, but that's just not reality. And a lot of times, even those people, you're only seeing seconds, minutes, hours of their lives. Like, you don't really see their lives and what they really go through on a daily basis. So a lot of that stuff is unfortunately not real. So if you want someone real, authentic, probably relatable to a lot of people, right? Then this is a channel for you. And just to give a little context, guys, so 10 years ago, let's just kind of talk about where we left off. Like I said, I was a new mom. Honestly, at that time, I had hopes of being with the father of my child. Okay. That's just, I would say I had no goals and aspirations outside of that. I wanted us to be together, be a family, and then see where it goes from there. Well, just to give a high level, because that's what I'll be doing kind of throughout this update video, give a high level. I'll go into more detail on some of these things that I talk about throughout other videos. But for now, just know that he is married and with a child, okay? So he has a family and the family that he has, or the woman that he's married to now, is who he was with at the time when I had my son. I didn't know, and I don't know if I'll touch on that or not. That's really not the point of this update or my story, but just to give you guys a little context as to where my mind was back then, where my mental health was back then, so that didn't work out. And remind you, we live in 2 different states. So he went to college in my hometown, in my state, but he lived in a different state. So after college, obviously he went back. So again, my goal at that time was for us to be together. So I moved to where he was, but he was still with his now wife. And I did not know that at the time, guys. I didn't know. But I did move down there. Obviously, that didn't work out. And we're fine now. There's no animosity. There's no issues. I mean, I do think that I still have things that I need to work through as far as forgiveness and a little resentment, but we're a work in progress. So we're going to get there. And I'll maybe touch on it, maybe not. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I decided to move halfway between my hometown and where he lives, but in his state. So I live in Texas. I'm fine and comfortable sharing that. I'm from Arkansas. So he lives in a city that's 4 hours from me, which I'm in Dallas. So I'm halfway between him and Arkansas. And so that's where I'm at now. Moved in with a friend. That's really not relevant, but me and that person are no longer friends anymore. And long story short, I ended up meeting my ex, and I have been on and off with him for the past 7 years, okay? And here I am now. And I'll just say, like I said, this video is just an update, high level, guys, but basically a lot of where I'm at now, the things that I'm struggling with, came out of that relationship. It was a very, very hard 7 years of my life. And present day, I'm able to be sitting here even talking to you all because God had to intervene. He is no longer physically in my life, not by my choice, right? Um, and I'll touch on it more, but God had to intervene. And I know it was God because, for one, I remember praying one day, God, please remove him from my life. I don't want him to die, but I want him removed from my life, out of my life. And one thing about God, he does things all in his perfect timing, okay? He's not going to do it when you want him to, but when he wants to do it. And that's exactly what he did. And I realized, had he not done that, I mean, I would still be in this relationship. And guys, just being fully transparent, I'm not fully out of it. So that's where I'm at today, out of that relationship. And maybe before, navigating that whole single mother thing, not knowing that my child's father was with his now wife at the time when I had my son, I do think that could have also too caused some of the depression and anxiety that I have now. But I will say this relationship that I'm in now, or getting out of, amplified it like times 1,000. So present day, as you can see, I've gained weight. I'm overweight. My mental health is tarnished. I'm battling depression. I'm battling anxiety, insecurity. I'm not where I want to be on my relationship and walk with God. I'm 32, guys, and I just feel like I am just lost, and I have no idea of where I'm supposed to be or where I'm going, and really where I want to be. I do have a master's degree, a bachelor's degree. I have an associate's degree. I do have a job, but I took a leave of absence from my job for the past 2 months. I've been on a leave of absence dealing with my mental health, guys. I mean, I almost didn't graduate and get my master's. I just obtained my master's in May. Didn't attend my graduation. I mean, it got really dark and bad. And I mean, honestly, when I think about it, it's all because I tried to navigate and live a life according to my own plan instead of God's plan. I mean, ultimately, that's the reason. And I feel like that's a lot of our stories, right? A lot of times, I think some of these things that we go through, God didn't even mean for us to go through. It's from our own will that our good, great, merciful God gives us. He gives us free will. But a lot of times we endure things because of our own choices. Like, God never intended for us to go through these things, but we've made these decisions for ourselves, and we're like, God, hello, help me. Like, why am I going through this? I'm so sad. Or why am I depressed? Why? Well, this is what you decided. You didn't want to live your life according to the plan that I have for you. You wanted to do your own thing, and this is where you are as a result. So that's where we are today. Again, I am not physically able to see my ex, not from my own will. God had to intervene, and he did. And so here we are, work in progress, okay? And so basically, what you can expect from me, if any of this sounds interesting, or you just kind of want to see me navigate this journey, you want to be nosy, you want to be encouraging, whatever it is, then come along with me. I will be doing vlogs, just navigating life as, I am a single mother. Um, but just trying to do better, guys. Like trying to reset. Okay, we need to reset, a do-over. Like I said, I can't really start over, right? I can't go back and redo my life. So that's why I don't say start over. But I mean, I can reset, I can readjust, I can just start, obviously, with my relationship with God, right? So that I can hear Him and hear what it is and where it is that He wants me to go. Um, Currently, guys, I just truly feel like one thing that I've really been battling and dealing with is my job. My job is very stressful. I have a master's degree and bachelor's degree in accounting, and I am an internal auditor currently. And it is very stressful. And it doesn't have to be. It's not really the context of what I do. It's not the context of my work. It's more so the micromanaging, just the environment of my job. I mean, I go back to work Tuesday and I am dreading it. I mean, I think, my anxiety has been especially bad. I was getting better, but I feel like it's been really bad these past couple of days. And I think it's just knowing that I had to go back to that environment, guys. I've been applying to other jobs. I prefer remote. I work a hybrid schedule, so I'm in the office 3 days a week. I work from home 2 days. But I prefer a fully remote job. But the environment, it's so toxic, and I'll maybe kind of touch on it a little more, but it's so toxic, and that's kind of something that I'm navigating right now on this journey. It's like I don't believe that God wants that for us, and this is not me saying God is telling me to quit my job, because I have been seeing that a lot lately, especially with millennials. A lot of us are leaving our jobs and pursuing our own businesses, and and leaving without a plan. And I'm not saying that I disagree or agree, because honestly, I've contemplated that myself. But for me, I need to know it's from God. I need to know God is telling me to leave this job. And if I don't feel like He's telling me that, I'm not going to do it, right? But I just don't believe that God wants us miserable. Like, if you're to the point where you're just stressed and depressed and sad and just feel like you're just existing but not living, and it's mostly because of your job, I would recommend coming up with some type of exit plan and leaving that job. I don't think God wants us to live that way. I just don't believe it. And so that's what I'm navigating now. And that's kind of what got me here, because I'm like, there's just no purpose in what I do. I think that sometimes people are blessed to have their purpose be their career or their job. But then some of us have a purpose in life, right? But then we have our jobs. And unfortunately, they're separate. And I think for me, I'm trying to figure it out, guys. I am trying to figure it out, because I just don't believe God wants me miserable and sad and just coming home and tired and just not doing anything besides waking up, going to work, coming home, cooking, cleaning, and going to bed. I just not enjoying life and not getting any fulfillment out of it. And so I'm trying to navigate that. I mean, I'm not in a position to where I can just quit, so obviously, yeah, I have to go back to work. I mean, I don't want to at all, but I don't have a choice, okay? And until God instructs me otherwise, that is what I'll be doing. And that goes into my next topic. I think a lot of times we want different things from God. We want a new job. We want a new house. We want more money. But how are we stewarding what we already have? And so that's what I'm learning as well. Yeah, I was blessed with a job now, and I'll say that I'm not a bad employee. So I do my work, but probably not as efficiently as I should. But that has to do with my mental health. I haven't been taking care of myself physically, mentally, spiritually. And honestly, when you have so much going on, I mean, a lot of times our brain is just not able to function. I mean, the saying, like, you can't pour from an empty cup. It's true. How can you pour into your job if you're not even pouring into yourself, And that's kind of where I'm at. So I'll say, I get like decent evaluations. I think I'm doing an okay job. There's probably times where I could have done something better or more, but I would say overall, I'm a good employee. I show up to work on time. I leave when I'm supposed to. Um, Maybe I've left earlier, just very small things, very minor, but overall, I'm a good employee. So I wouldn't say that I'm not doing my job, but I will say, as far as the money goes, because I want a better paying job, right? But I'm not a good steward over the money that I'm getting with this job. So why would God give me more when I'm not even utilizing what He's giving me now, in the way that I should, right? I mean, one thing that I do now is, I eat fast food. And that's number one as to why I've gained so much weight, but it stems from mental health, right? So it all starts there, which again goes into my relationship with God. I mean, I have to get all of that in order, right? But I'm not being a good steward over what I have now. So I don't know how I can expect God to give me a better paying job, right? And if you do have a job, that's not so good, you want a different one, how are you showing up on time? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you doing good at the job that He's already given you? So ask yourself that before you go and ask God and pray for another job. I mean, why would He give you something better if you're just not even doing what you're supposed to do at the one you have? Are you just going to do the same thing at the better job? So that's something that I'm navigating as well. So that's basically what my channel will be going forward. It will be you all seeing me navigate these things and work through these things in real time. Like I said, I'm not the aesthetically pleasing person. I won't be on here with my makeup done and all. I'm real, I'm raw, and this is my real life, y'all. And I do feel called by God to come on here and speak because I have a lot to say. And maybe it's someone that is experiencing something similar, or someone that may experience something similar, hopefully, and I can, be an inspiration or derail them from being in a relationship with someone that they're not supposed to, or encourage you to grow and have a better relationship with God, And I just think seeing me go through these things and navigate this in real time will be helpful to you, if that's something that you're interested in. So I do encourage you all. I know I have like 50 subscribers. Thank you all for still being here because, like I said, I haven't posted in years. So thank you all. I hope to have more, but I'm honestly not focused on that at all. That just will not be my focus. I don't have a big social media presence, so you won't really see me. And maybe that will change in the future. Like I said, I prayed before I did this video, y'all. I'm like, God, if this is what you want, bless it. Wherever He takes this channel is wherever He takes it. I mean, I have some ideas, but obviously I just want to make sure that I'm saying and doing what God wants me to say and what God wants me to do. And also, I don't want to overshare, but I want to make sure that I share enough so that you all can understand, I mean, there's so much to unpack with my relationship. I mean, and a lot of it is embarrassing. Like, I can't believe that I allow myself to go through what I went through, guys. I mean, it's almost like I don't know myself, you know, and here I am 32. I just thought that my life would be different right now. You know, I didn't think that I would be feeling like this at my age. I just thought I would have it figured out. And while I have made accomplishments, you know, there's just a lot of lessons that I still have to learn. There's a lot that I need to change. I mean, I just feel like I have a long way to go. But I think my word of the year and probably years is discipline. I have no discipline. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure this is still recording. Okay. I have no discipline, you know, and I mean, I'll start something and not finish it. Even this video, I literally have all the equipment. I have a clicker for my camera to stop and start the video. You're currently on a ring light. I mean, I have all the equipment. I have a microphone right here, everything. Like, and I have my phone, you know, if this is something, like I said, that God wants me to pursue further, then I'll end up getting the camera. But this was just something that I always felt like I needed to do and should do, and I just never did it. So today I just decided, hey, let me just pick up the camera. And here I am with my twist, looking kind of crazy because I said, listen, I'm not about to redo my twist. Okay, let me redo the front and we gonna just work with the back. So that's why I'm looking like this, y'all. So excuse my hair, but we're a work in progress, right? So yeah, we're gonna get there. So yeah, if you want to see me navigate through this journey, maybe you're on a similar journey, or maybe you need some motivation or encouragement, just stay tuned. Like I said, I do plan to do vlogs of just my daily life. I also want to do a dedicated work in progress series, and I kind of want to break it up because when I tell y'all I have so much that I have to figure out and do, I mean, work on my relationship with God. I have to heal and navigate and get over this relationship, and fully cut that person out of my life, because honestly, he's still in it. It's just not physically, but we do still talk. So navigate through that, work on my mental health, my weight loss journey. I need a dedicated series for that, you know, just navigating weight loss and changing my diet plan. I do want to pursue a vegan lifestyle, and I have been, and I've slowly been cutting things back. It may not be fully vegan because I'm not someone who doesn't believe in eating animals and all of the things. This is more so for, I want to feel better, guys. I did it for 3 days. I did raw vegan and I felt so good. I had so much energy. But I'm just like, how can you realistically eat like that every day? Like, I don't know how people do it. And it's not that it can't be done. It's more so just having meals readily available. You know, it's easy to get some chicken, cook it, or put it in the air fryer, whatever the case is. You know, it's kind of harder when you're trying to eat healthy. So just navigating that. But I had the most energy that I've ever felt in my life, honestly, when I was doing raw vegan. And now I am just doing no meat. So I haven't eaten meat in probably 3 weeks consistently. But dairy is another story. So we're going to slowly remove things from my diet, but I didn't want to just take everything away at once because, for one, I don't even know what to make. So I'm navigating that. And, you know, just working out, going to the gym, being more active, that type of thing. So that'll be a dedicated series. And then, you know, obviously, like I said, my relationship with God, I'll probably maybe do like Bible studies. I don't know what I'll do. Excuse me, but that's kind of how I want to do it. So we're going to do vlogs, and then we're going to have a dedicated work in progress series. So yeah, guys, just come along for the journey. It's just crazy. And I feel absolutely, I'm just in shock that I'm here at the age of 32. having to reset, having to reset. And that just lets you know, there's not an age on anything. I mean, at any given moment, you can be feeling the way that I am, even in your 40s, 50s, 60s. I mean, life is crazy, guys. And I know I'm not the only one. And that's kind of what inspired me to kind of document my journey, because I would literally search on YouTube, break, I would do divorce story time or weight loss journey, just different things like that, because I wanted to see someone on that journey. And I would have to ask myself, like, do I, you know how people say misery loves company? I'm like, do I want to see someone as miserable as I am? And no, it's not that. It's just, I want to see someone that I can relate to, because it is inspiring to see someone lose 100 pounds, but I can't necessarily relate to you because I haven't lost 100 pounds versus someone who's trying to lose 100 pounds and currently on the journey. Okay, well, maybe I'm a little more inspired because I'm right here with you. I know what you mean. I can relate to you, if that makes sense. So that's kind of like my idea with my channel going forward. I want you all to come along with me on this journey, and I really want it to be documented. I want to be able to go back and reference it, you know, when I finally do achieve some of the goals that I have set for myself. I want to be able to come back and see where I've come from and see how good God has been to me. You get to see it in real time. So if that's something that interests you all, just stick around. Yeah, it's a lot, guys. I have a lot to say. Okay, I have been through a lot in the past 7 years, really 10 years of my life. So I definitely have advice and things that you should not do for sure. But more so, I just want to be able to show you guys that you're not alone, because I know I'm not the only one feeling like this. Okay. Maybe everybody doesn't have all of these things going on at once like me, but I know at some point in other people's lives that they've either felt like this or that they're feeling like this now, and I just want to build some type of community around it. And so, even on this video, like, if you have something that you're going through or that you want to work on, you can comment that down below. I really want to build a community, guys. That's like a goal for me. I think maybe it's what God wants me to do with this. I'm not sure, but I definitely want us all to be of inspiration to each other. I know at some point I'll be doing, you know, prayer requests, things like that. You know, if you have something that you want somebody to pray for you for, comment it down below. I'll pray for you. You guys pray for me. Pray for me, because this will be a hard, long journey. And I guess just to kind of end off, you know, I have been reading my Bible, and one book that I recommend that you all read is Ecclesiastes. It's basically King Solomon, talking about life and how everything in life is pretty much meaningless. And when you first read it, it can kind of seem depressing or kind of negative. But the reason why I even brought this up, and shout out to my mom, because she's the one who kind of told me to read it. But I always thought this way. This is part of what I've been battling. I would always just feel like, okay, why am I doing this? Like, what is the meaning of this? I mean, like I said, with my job, with my relationship, I knew that wasn't my husband, y'all. Why am I in this relationship? A lot of things feel meaningless, feels purposeless. And it's like we have so many distractions and so many worldly things that we're involved in that distract us and keep us distracted and away from God. And it talks about how we put so much time and energy and focus into these worldly things, but we need to be putting that energy and focus into our relationship with God, right? Where are we going to be after this life, right? Because I want to be in heaven, right? I want to be with my creator, okay? Um, and so I need to really nourish that relationship. I need to build that relationship because at the end of the day, we all have the same fate, which is death. And this is basically what it talks about. We all have the same fate. So whether you're wise, whether you're a fool, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, we're all going to die, right? I mean, these things, these worldly things are all going to come to pass. So in reality, they don't really mean anything. And that's not to say don't live your life, because even he even says, enjoy your life while you're young, while you can enjoy it. But don't be so of the world that you lose sight of what really matters. Okay. And I think that's kind of where I'm at in, the season that I'm in. I really want to be intentional about everything in my life, about the company that I keep, about who I choose to do life with and create life with, about the employer that I choose, about the friendships that I choose, about the clothes that I choose to wear, the things that I choose. I want to be intentional about everything. Because again, guys, like a lot of this stuff does not matter. And that's just where I'm at. And I don't want to sound negative or, you know, depressive, but that's real. Okay. And just stay tuned. I don't want to give like a schedule or anything right now because I'm not really sure. Like I said, I go back to work Tuesday, so I don't know how much time I'll be able to commit to YouTube. But again, if this is for me, guys, hopefully I can commit to it full time. I don't know. It's whatever God says, okay? But thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and I will see you guys soon. Bye.